Today I'm going to talk about Aura's globally significant low-cost production uranium mine in Mauritania, and also about Sweden, which is a generational project that both can play a significant role in the battery metals and a diverse supply of energy. Today I'll present some key drivers of the uranium market and how Tyrus and Hagorn can play a significant part to address the predicted deficit in the uranium market, and importantly to explain what differentiates the Tyrus project from other near-term projects. What are we doing?
The big green button.
Oh, okay, there we go. Did that change?
I think so. Try it again.
Nope.
Full screen.
Is that a PDF, is it? All right, there we go. So let's look at where we see Aura's value proposition. To be clear, the solar, wind and other forms of renewable energy are vital in terms of achieving a net zero target. But we need a mix of energy technologies that source to ensure that we have consistent and reliable baseload. Baseload provides the power required for redundancy and security of the energy supply chain. The supply chain of minerals need to be delivered to be the alternatives to fossil fuels, and these are stretched. Nuclear energy is a proven technology that is playing a significant role in the forecast growth in the demand and a key driver for Aura Energy. The Tyrus project will play a significant part in this growth. Tyrus is a low capital operating cost project which has a leach feed grade of some 1500 ppm into a proven process flow with a modular construction that is easily expandable. Our polymetallic argon project in Sweden meets the projected growth in the redox flow batteries, uranium, nickel, molybdenum and zinc, and has a byproduct of sulphate of potash, which is critical for the agriculture industry. All in the heart of Europe that de-risks the supply chain for both Sweden and also Europe. So let's look at the uranium market and see what's driving this. The International Energy Agency, along with many forecasters, indicate that the electrification of the world is increasing, and with the demand to go to net carbon zero, what is required is an increase in supply into the uranium market. If we look at the projection for growth of nuclear reactors, we see some 438 reactors that are producing, and forecast for 442 additional reactors. Many skeptics would say, yes, but will it happen? Those of us that have been to China would know that generally when a plan is made, a plan is delivered. The question I would throw open is, of the 203 planned and forecast reactors that are projected to be built in China by 2040, require about £1 million per year. So the deficit that's predicted certainly is indicative that additional supply is required. This is a critical issue, not just for energy security, but also geopolitical security. If, for this reason, there is a focus on the security of supply chains and the diversity to feed the energy transition, both that were being highlighted during COVID and the Ukraine war. Mauritania is well positioned to play a significant role in the global energy supply. Like Canada and Australia, Mauritania has potential to become a significant resource economy. It has a well-established mining code and a nuclear law. It has existing and developing infrastructure, including ports, rail and road access. The Mauritanian government has a desire and established framework to partner with companies with the capital and capability to develop resources in the country. This year culminated with Aura being able to sign 2 30-year mining conventions which provide the fiscal stability irrespective of changes in legislation in the future. So at Turis, we've recently completed a 10,000 metre drilling program. It was designed to increase the measured indicated resources that allow us to progress a study on increasing our production beyond the initial 800,000 pounds of uranium. This work will be released imminently, and we are confident we will demonstrate significant new value for the project. This is only the start of the story, as we have additional radiometrics to further grow the resource and ultimately the potential size of the project. We are well positioned based on our strong 2021 DFS and our soon-to-be 2023 DFS to deliver this growth. What has become apparent talking to people around the world is Turis is not well understood. The difference in Turis is the mining is simple. The average mining depth is 4 metres. We don't drill, we don't blast. So those in the industry would know that's about 20 to 25% of your mining cost. Our ore is then placed in a scrubber, water is added, and we filter that slurry. That delivers a feed grade of 1,500 parts per million into the leaching circuit, which is at the upper end of most near-term uranium projects. So why is the capital and operating low? Well, we don't drill and blast, we don't crush and grind. So if you were to build a crusher plant of about 1.5 million tonnes, you're looking at $20 to $30 million. You put a grinding circuit in there, you're looking at about $90 million. So we don't have to do that, because our ore allows us to recover the uranium, filter it and take it straight into the leaching circuit. So only 15% of what we mine goes through the leaching circuit. Additionally, our strategy of a modular plant construction has advantage in project delivery and the operational readiness, both key when working in Mauritania. As we increase our resource, as we have done recently, we can quickly and in a capital efficient way expand our production profile. All this leads to a stronger financial returns, as will be detailed in our soon-to-be-released DFS. In our 2021 DFS, we projected C1 costs of about $25, all-in sustainable costs of $29.41, and an IRR of 22%, delivering after-tax cash flows of some $289 million, based on the present uranium prices, and a capital injection of some $75 million US. We have offtake agreements with Curzon Resources for 15% of our production over a 7-year period, and we are progressing ongoing negotiations with several other offtake providers. So Aura is well placed to meet our plan of the final investment decision in Q3, Q4 this year. This is all based on the great work of the Aura team, and we will soon release our new DFS, which will have an increased production profile. What are we looking to deliver? In 2023, in the next 2 years, our key decisions are to take a decision to mine and start construction by the end of this year. To get there, we have a thorough project definition process to go through, as well as final uranium export permits from the government of Mauritania. Beyond that, we are fully permitted. Our key milestones is we will deliver an expanded feasibility in Q1. We have commenced and will have completed the front-end engineering design study by September of this year, and we would look to make a final investment decision in Q3, Q4. We are progressing the financing of the project, and we also are working closely with the Mauritanian government and expect to have our export permit for our U308 delivered by mid-year. All this being delivered, we start construction by the end of 2023. Fundamental to the success of the project delivery is the creation of the sustainability for the project, so it can deliver real value for our shareholders and positive legacy for our host communities and the government in Mauritania. Pardon me. All sustainable practices have been integrated into the Aura projects. At Turis, we will use 23% of our power generated from solar. We've initiated a social investment plan that delivers training and development for Mauritanians so they may operate the project. We have a shareholders partnership with ANAPAM, the Agency for Geological Research and Mining Properties, and we're working collaboratively to develop the capabilities and knowledge in the resources industry, which will strengthen Mauritania's human capital and allow the nation to have a great opportunity to create value from its natural resources. We operate in accordance to the highest corporate governance standards, and these strict standards and ethical business practice apply to all Aura personnel, contractors and business partners. Let's talk about Hagorn. For a small company, Aura is in an enviable position having a project pipeline with Hagorn as a part of it. A polymetallic deposit with some 15 billion pounds of uranium with byproducts of sulphate of potash, the ability to recover nickel, molybdenum, uranium and zinc. It is the second largest undeveloped uranium deposit in the world. Our strategy is to develop the project in consultation with the local Sami population, as well as local and regional communities, so we can understand the needs of all stakeholders and effectively manage the environmental and social impacts. Hagorn is a significant battery metals opportunity that can support the Swedish manufacturing to develop a downstream processing capability for the redox flow batteries. The Swedish government and the EU are driving to increase the domestic supplies of many of the critical metals that can be produced out of Hagorn. With the potential of the removal of the mining ban on uranium, and having just come in from Sweden in the last couple of days, it predicted potentially this year, Aura is in a strong position to respond to the government and community needs to move this project forward. In the next 18 months, we will progress to obtain an exploitation permit. This will see an updated scoping study being released in the first half of this year. We will commence the consultation with the local Sami and wider community, and will also commence baseline environmental monitoring. So Aura is well placed to become a new near-term uranium producer and a project of a potential expansion and a development of a leading project like Hagorn. So Aura has never been in better shape to deliver for our shareholders and other important key stakeholders. We've seen meaningful action required in the climate emergency, both the environmental impacts and the cost of fossil fuels. Global supply and security concerns have created an opportunity for renewables to become more competitive. But the fundamental issue is renewables are intermittent, and that we need a reliable baseload electricity to decarbonise the global economy. It's not going away. For the first world, it's easy to say reduce emissions for everybody. However, there's over 1 billion people who have the right, as we do, to have shelter, food, warmth, cooling, and a hope for a better future. For Aura, we have 2 fantastic resources in Turis and Hagorn that have minerals that are needed to reach the global decarbonisation goals. Nuclear energy is a proven existing technology that produces critical baseline power needed to help the world navigate the challenging times ahead. Aura stands ready to deliver and to play its part. Thank you.